Hey guys, it's Amberly and Ken, and we just got a new little snake. It's a normal. A coworker of Ken's had a friend who was friends with some guy's sister who was related to that guy, and we got together, and he just didn't have time for it anymore, so he didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl. And a lot of people have been asking, how do I tell if I have a boy or a girl snake? So we are going to show you guys two different ways that you can tell. Professionals will probably use probes. This is our probe kit. We basically only use these two for almost all of our snakes. I think these ones would be for like retics and giant beasts that we don't have. So we're gonna pick a little probe. Gonna get some alcohol. Rubbing alcohol. Not drinking alcohol. Get a little bit on a paper towel.
So I can go for some alcohol.
And just sanitize the probe. Let that air dry for a minute. I want to blow on it because that'll get it germed up again. And then you're going to want to dip your probe pretty far, generously coat it with some Vaseline so that it's lubricated and it won't hurt them. I was gonna say something about, think about it as like sex. You don't want to go in dry. Next, what you're gonna want to do is take the probe and you're gonna want to find the cloaca, and you're going to want to insert this down the sides because down the middle isn't gonna do anything. If they have inverted hemipenes, their hemipenes are on the sides, and this will actually go down into the inverted hemipene if it's a boy. And we're gonna show you how to do that, and then we're going to tell you if it is a boy or a girl. Buddy, you gotta calm down. He did not like that.
No, probably the first time it's ever happened.
Yeah, you gotta get them to loosen up their tails. He's pretty chill. But you're just going to want to go down until you hit resistance. And this is most definitely a boy. What you're going to want to do is mark with your fingernail how far the probe went in, and then count the caudal scales. The caudal scales are these scales after the tail. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Holy crap. This guy's got some big hemipenes.
That means big penis.
If it's a girl, it'll only go down about yay far. Just 2 to 4 or 2 to 5 caudal scales. Once you're done with that, you're going to want to wipe off the Vaseline. Sanitize it again, and then you're done. Now, the second way to tell the sex of your snake is by popping. Now, this is easier if you have a boy, because sometimes the hemipenes won't pop out right away, and it might look like you have a girl, but if you do get hemipenes, it's most absolutely a boy. So, and then one last indicator too is the size of the spurs. Usually boys have their spurs are a lot bigger, and this guy had some pretty big spurs. I was pretty sure it was going to be a boy. So what you're going to want to do is kind of look for the end of this bump at the end of their tail, because that's where the hemipenes are going to be at the very bottom. Now you're going to want to pull this up a little bit and push the hemipenes out, which that didn't work. You kind of got to... He has really little hemipenes. Those two little red dots are his hemipenes. Since he's just a little guy, I wasn't expecting them to be very big, even though that probe did go pretty far. I was surprised. So, that's a boy. And we're going to show you now what a female looks like. So, here we have our female Mojave Philomena. We already know she's a female, but she's going to help us do a little demonstration today. So, again, I'm going to wipe off my probe with alcohol and get it generously lubed up in the Vaseline. It's pretty generous. It's what we want.
Her tail's, I was to say, it was like in the palm of my hand.
So, you can do this by yourself by tucking them under your arm or between your leg maybe. You want to get them to relax their tail so that they don't curl up when the probe's in there and hurt themselves. Also, you can see that Philomena has tiny, tiny little spurs. Those things are tiny. And also, there's not as much of a bump after. So, again, she's not going to want to cooperate, is she? Come on. So again, we're going to want to take our probe and find the spur, the cloaca, and we're going to go right down the side. Now, I've already hit resistance, and the tip of the probe barely went in, so that's maybe like 1.5 caudal scales. She's most definitely a female. When you're done, you want to remove any excess Vaseline that may have gotten on their tails. As for popping females, it's the same principle. You're going to want to get them to loosen up their tail. And again,
sometimes assistance is required.
Oh yeah. Again, you're going to want to pull back and then push. And sometimes they do that, but you can see there are no hemipenes. She peed on me. We might do that again. Ugh. The whole way up my arm. Ugh.
She's like, that's what you get.
That's what you get, bitch.
It's okay.
And just one more time, because you don't want to pop them too much. You can basically probe them as much as you want, but see how there are no red dots? There's kind of like a white dot, in fact. Those are the female sex glands. And she did it again. Always be prepared to enter the splash zone when you're popping. Sometimes you forget after a while. So, I hope that clears up any questions for the people who want to know how to tell if they have a boy or a girl. I want to thank Philomena and New Guy, we don't have a name for him yet. We're going to start with an L, because the next name would be a J, but it would be for a girl. And then we'd have a K, which we picked out a K name, but we wanted to reserve it for like a specific kind of snake we were looking at, and he just happened to be like a come-by, so he's gonna have a name that starts with an L. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Hope you learned something, and as always, have a wonderful day. Hey guys, if you liked that video, check out our other videos. Also, don't forget to rate and subscribe and comment and all that down below. And Chester says please.